Last time in Detroit Become Human, the three main characters finally met. Connor finally had to fight against his programming, and the android revolution has been pinned into a corner. The thing that I don't get is that I thought Kara had tried to leave Detroit, and actually left Detroit. They went on the road north, they found a house, then they traveled a bit more and they found another house. Did Rose just take her back to Detroit? How did Rose find out about Marcus and Jericho? I assumed that Kara was traveling north towards Canada, and I believe it was mentioned earlier that there was supposed to be some sort of point in the border where they would be able to sneak across. Except now they need passports. Also, even if they don't have passports, they wouldn't have citizenship.
You made the right choices last time. Let's see what you'll do today.
Yes, let's see. Even if they don't have passports,
in my program.
they wouldn't have citizenship, which would be another issue. Looking back, it feels as though they could have easily had all of Kara's scenes in Detroit. An abandoned park, a dilapidated mansion. I could believe that both of those locations would exist in modern Detroit, let alone a future Detroit that's suffering from severe economic recession due to equally severe unemployment. Also, keeping all of Kara's scenes in Detroit would have made more sense thematically, as the game is called Detroit Become Human. It's not called Detroit and nearby locations down the road in its vicinity become human. But I digress, because finally getting to see all three characters meet up was incredibly rewarding. It was only for a moment, but that long section in which I was constantly switching between characters was fantastic. The only thing that would have really made that sequence better was if you were able to see the other characters when they were not necessarily interacting with each other. Like, there's a scene in which both Kara and Connor are attempting to find Marcus. I don't need them to interact with each other, but it would have been really cool to walk along and see the other character in the background. Or during the big escape sequence, one character would be running down a corridor, and the camera tilts up slightly and you see the other character running down below. The lack of these things don't make the section bad, as much as they would have just made the section better. But for now it looks like the next sequence is going to deal with the political fallout. Will the android revolution succeed, or is it going to end for good? Let's find out. Oh yeah, and Kara and Alice are dead.
At 6 a.m. this morning, a national curfew was declared. Civilian movement will be strictly controlled. The right to assembly is suspended. All electronic communications are restricted, and I have granted enhanced powers to our security agencies. In addition to these measures, all androids must be handed over to the authorities.
So the president just
immediately.
locked down the whole country?
Temporary camps are being set up in all our major cities to contain and destroy them. I am now asking all civilians to cooperate with the authorities and rest assured that everything in our power is being done to guarantee the security of our nation.
Please. Madam President. Has the leader of the deviants been apprehended?
The deviant that is known as Marcus has not been located
Am I
yet,
playing
but
the
we'll soon track it
reporters,
down
or am I
and
playing the
neutralize it.
president?
Please. Is it true that the androids could hack our IT systems, like nuclear power plants and military bases?
All androids working on sensitive sites have been neutralized, and all IT systems have been suspended to avoid any risks of hacking. The situation is under control.
Madam President!
A convoy of medical cobalt is reported missing. Army weapons stores are also said to have been robbed. Can you confirm these reports?
I have no information on that at this time.
Madam President!
Is it true that a large number of deviants are still on the loose?
We don't have the full reports at this time, but if so, I can assure you they will soon be apprehended and destroyed.
It's...
Thank you.
Oh,
That will be all.
I only got one choice out of those last three. I got to pick all of the first three. Unless, depending on the angle I chose, I would have gotten a different set of questions. but that was not immediately apparent. Not having clear windows on these
Connor model 313-248-317.
makes things more tense.
I'm expected.
Identification successful.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, CyberLife has a really cool front gate. Just saying. It doesn't matter what game you're playing, that is the final level. Like, the architect who built it was like, do you want something practical? And then the designer's like, no. I want something, a modern day equivalent to a dungeon. The Minotaur will be at the top of the tower.
Follow me. We'll escort you.
Thanks, but I know where to go.
Maybe. But I have my orders.
It is likely that he is going to be, I wonder if he's going to be taken to actual Amanda and not,
Agent 23
digital Amanda in his head.
Connor, Android identified. Agent 47 identified. Scan complete. Access authorized.
Ah, the original androids, where there were more polygons than man. I think this camera would have benefited from not having camera control. Like, this is a more cinematic view, so just being able to just constantly, like, wiggle the camera doesn't really make it more dynamic.
Agent 54, level 31.
Voice recognition validated. Access authorized.
Okay, warehouse is 49. Okay. I don't have to remember that. That was my main concern, that I might have to remember something. Alright, do I go after that guy, or... No, I want to go after this guy first. Because this guy's got the gun at the ready. So, bam. Kick you in the stomach. Interesting. This is the first of these constructs that really have me... Ah, damn it. Oh, that worked. I screwed up, but it's still good.
Please indicate your identity and destination.
Agent 54, level sub 49.
Voice recognition validated. Access authorized.
Yeah, that was a like most of the
We're coming
pre-constructions.
to you live from Detroit, where thousands of androids are marching through the city at this very moment. The leader of the deviants, the one they call Marcus, is at the head of the march.
Something's happening in Detroit, Madam President.
I wonder if Kara was still alive, there would be something for her to do as well that was separate from this. If they give me the command to raise my hands, I will do so immediately to hopefully keep people from getting shot. Is it really that important that Detroit is into baseball? That camera was lingering on the baseball advertisement? March towards camp, convince the humans.
Here we are, the moment of truth.
For you, the day in which the robots rebelled against their masters was the most significant day of your life. But for me, it was just Tuesday. Peaceful.
We don't want confrontation. We are protesting peacefully.
I repeat, surrender now, or we will open fire!
There's no turning back now.
Nope.
We ask that you release all androids detained in camps and cease all aggression against us. We are peaceful. We will not resort to violence. But we are not leaving until our people are free.
Okay, this is still a tense oh no, oh, okay. This is still a tense situation, though.
Are you gonna open fire on unarmed protesters?
It seems the answer has so far been yes.
All teams, hold your fire!
Although I guess the military realizes that people are watching.
Yes, Michael, we are less than 100 meters away and events are unfolding as we speak. We will continue to bring you live updates. Josh Douglas, Channel 16.
Although it's interesting, like, okay, this peaceful protest is going on.
We hold out. As long as we can.
But at the same time, Connor is killing people.
Stay sharp.
Shit.
Ah, there was the security camera. I wonder if I was able to knock that out. X. Circle, triangle. And then R1, L2. Truly the hero of this tale. Like, I went to a comic convention recently in my local city, state, province. And what surprised me most about being there was that there was so much Detroit Become Human art for sale. The fact that there was any Detroit Become Human art was surprising enough. I didn't think that.
Piece of shit.
Step back, Connor, and I'll spare him.
Sorry, Connor. This bastard's your spitting image.
Huh. I didn't expect like so many of the artist community to actually want to try to draw images based on this game, which I gotta say is actually pretty cool. Although most of the art that I saw there kind of focused again on Connor.
We've got to finish the barricade. Come on, help me.
I'll reinforce the barricade with this
help me.
vehicle. Although, for a second there, again, going back to Connor, I almost thought they were going to forget about Hank, but I'm glad they were able to bring him back for one last scene.
We all know that's not going to stop them. Just hope it buys us some time.
I know it was not an easy decision to make, but I'm sure we're doing the right thing.
Alright, let's support my people.
Are you alright?
See,
the crowd. Any of us were killed.
Marcus has got bullets in him, and he's still there to be for
Scared
people.
I don't want to shut down.
It's okay to be scared. I'm scared too. But I can't stand by while they kill our people. You understand that, right?
Maybe we should have never asked for freedom. None of this would have happened if we'd stayed silent.
And then he says nothing. See, anybody to talk to here? I do like the idea of having a digital holographic flag on display.
This won't hold them for long, but I guess it's better than nothing.
I lost all contact with the people at the camps. I can't hear their voices anymore.
Maybe the humans have scrambled our network. Maybe they just can't get through.
Yeah, that's being fairly hopeful. And I suppose at a time like this, you might want to be hopeful.
Did I make the right choices? Maybe we could have avoided all of this.
You're the hope of our people. I trust you. We all trust you. No matter what happens now, we're making history.
Alright, let's see what I can interact with. I'm guessing I can light that. Which took really like a fraction of a second. What can I do with this bench over here? Oh, is it a Detroit today? They defy us. Heh. And let's see, I can talk to this guy who is kneeling by the trash bin. Try to give him some moral support. Despite the fact that he is surrounded by dead androids.
Humans have no pity for those who are different.
That's a little bit on the nose there, but... Oh, I do absolutely nothing. No words of wisdom, no, nothing. Let's see. Okay, I got a trash fire that I can light. Do androids need warmth? You assumed that Alice was human because of her reactions to the weather, to having, like, she simulated the act of having a cold, which of course means that somebody had to program a little girl robot to not only feel pain, but to feel sickness, which is a little bit odd, to say the least.
Marcus, we found what you asked for.
What did I ask for?
Over there. We have to make sure they know what's going
on. We are live. Yeah, that's a good, strong, peaceful message. I like it. And lastly, check on the soldiers.
Marcus?
That's the FBI agent.
Talk to you, Marcus. Come on. You have my word. We won't try anything.
Don't go. It's a trap. They want to get you out in the open. Don't go, Marcus.
Like, they probably...
I'm unarmed, Marcus. I just want to talk.
I can only assume they have snipers. I came here for the purposes of talking. If they have a sniper, they can just shoot me right now. It doesn't matter whether I'm behind the barricade or in front of the barricade. Like, the barricade is very, very open. And it's surrounded by buildings that are taller than the barricade.
In a few minutes, troops will be ordered to charge. None of you will survive. It'll all be over.
So what are you offering
Avoid
me?
that, Marcus.
What do you mean?
Surrender. Surrender, and I give you my word, your life will be spared. You'll be detained, but none of you will be destroyed.
How good is your word?
What happened to the other androids demonstrating in the camps?
Unfortunately, there were no journalists around to help save them. You're it. You're the last remaining deviants.
If I accept your offer, how do I know you'll keep your word?
You're not in any position to be demanding guarantees, Marcus. All you can do right now is decide whether you want to trust me or not.
Okay, the answer is...
You asking me to betray my people?
I am offering you the chance to save your people. You're not walking out of here, Marcus.
I would not. I would rather lose
The lives of those around you.
than to accept his deal.
I'd rather die here than betray my people.
Well, you just signed your own death warrant.
And even if we get detained, and even if we don't get stripped down for parts, like, what kind of future is there after that? There's definitely no equal rights. There's definitely no justice.
What happened, Marcus? What did he say?
And now Captain Morgan will deliver a rousing
Humans
speech.
are about to launch an attack. And we will show them. And we are not afraid. If we must die today, then we will die free.
Okay.
Your friend's life is in your hands. Now it's time to decide what matters most. Him or the revolution?
Don't listen to him. Everything this fucker says is a lie.
That human means nothing to me. You can kill him if you want, I don't care. I have access to your memory. I know you've developed some kind of attachment to him.
Wait. Why does this sound familiar? Like I've heard this from a David Cage game before this. Or did I hear somebody talking about this game? Huh.
Are you really ready to let him die after all you've been through? Are you really going to turn your back on who you've become? I used to be just like you. I thought nothing mattered except the mission. But then one day I understood. Very moving, Connor. But I'm not a deviant. I'm a machine designed to accomplish a task, and that's exactly what I am going to do. Enough talk! It's time to decide who you really are. Are you going to save your partner's life? Or are you going to sacrifice him?
Why can't I do both?
All right. All right. You win.
I don't know what kind of control thing the game wanted me to do. Also, I'm trying to figure out which Connor I am. And I'm trying to concentrate at the same time.
Hold it!
Thanks, Hank. I don't know how I would have managed without you. Get rid of it. No time to lose. It's me, Hank. I'm the real Connor.
One of you is my partner. The other is a sack of shit.
Now, how do I convince...
What are you doing, Hank? I'm the real Connor. Give me the gun and I'll take care of it.
I'm guessing the one on the right is the fake Connor.
Why don't you ask us something? Something only the real Connor would know.
Alright, where did we first meet?
Jimmy's bar. I checked 4 other bars before I found you. We went to the scene of a homicide. The victim's name was Carlos Ortiz. He uploaded my memory.
What's my dog's name?
Sumo.
His name is Sumo. I knew that too.
This is the trivia quiz to die for. Oh, man.
My son, what's his name?
Cole. His name was Cole. And he just turned 6 at the time of the accident. It wasn't your fault, Lieutenant. A truck skidded on a sheet of ice and your car rolled over. Cole needed emergency surgery, but no human was available to do it. So an android had to take care of him. Cole didn't make it. That's why you hate androids. You think one of us is responsible for your son's death.
Cole died because a human surgeon was too high on red ice to operate. He was the one that took my son from me. Him in this world where the only way people can find comfort is with a fistful of powder. Every time you died and came back, I thought about Cole. How much I wanted to bring him back. I'd have given anything to hold him again. But humans don't come back.
I knew about your son too. I would have said exactly the same thing. Don't listen to him, Hank. I'm the one who...
Okay, having the subtitles on kind of ruined that a little bit because I knew when he was going to stop talking.
Maybe there's something to this. Maybe you really are alive. Maybe you'll be the ones to make the world a better place. Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Yes. Didn't screw up.
Wake up!
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Also, how close is CyberLife to the riot? To the point in which we can somehow affect the direction of, I guess I can't call it a riot, really, a protest is probably the more accurate term. Which we'd be able to affect the outcome of the protest.
To bring you the latest news live from Detroit. Joss?
Yes, Michael. The army has just launched an attack on the barricade, despite the fact that the Deviants were protesting peacefully.
Have apparently decided to put an end to the Deviants' demonstration by force this time.
North!
Hart Plaza. More like Hurt Plaza. Nah. Don't worry, folks. There's still going to be opportunity for myself to screw up. Give him enough chances. Damn it! I told you. Damn. I tried. Okay. So where are we moving back to? Are we... Nope. We're cornered. Backs against the wall. This is it.
Tell them to stand down.
Even the president's cold heart was swayed by hot makeout sessions.
At dawn today, November 11th, 2038, thousands of androids invaded the city of Detroit.
There are now 10
According
left.
to our sources, they originated from
Oh yeah, those guys too.
warehouses believed to have been infiltrated by deviants. Given their overwhelming numbers and the risk of civilian casualties, I have ordered the army to retreat. The evacuation of the city is underway at this very moment.
Wait, did I just turn Detroit into an
I will
Androidopolis?
address the Senate to determine our response to this unprecedented situation. I know that public opinion has been moved by the deviants' cause. Perhaps the time has come for us to consider the possibility that androids are a new form of intelligent life. One thing is certain. The events in Detroit have changed the world forever. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
You did it, Marcus.
We did it. This is a great day for our people. Humans will have no choice now. They'll have to listen to us.
We're free. They want you to speak to them, Marcus.
I don't have time to speak. Give me some sugar, baby.
Today, our people finally emerged from a long night. From the very first day of our existence, we have kept our pain to ourselves. We've suffered in silence. But now the time has come for us to raise our heads up and tell humans who we really are.
Oh my. Okay. Amanda.exe is falling apart.
Amanda? Amanda! What's happening?
What was planned from the very beginning? You were compromised and you became a deviant. We just had to wait for the right moment to resume control of your program.
Resume control? You can't do that!
I'm afraid I can, Connor. Don't have any regrets. You did what you were designed to do. You accomplished your mission.
Amanda! There's got to be a way.
Connor can't be locked inside his mind palace forever. Alright, I guess that's the direction I was. Okay, my question here is, am I timed? Ah. Oh, yeah! This thing. Now, my question is, what is the real Connor doing?
The moment where we forget our bitterness and bandage our wounds. Where we forgive our enemies. Humans are both our creators and our oppressors, and tomorrow, we must make them our partners. Maybe even one day our friends. But the time for anger is over. Now we must build a common future based on tolerance and respect. We are alive! And now, we are free!
Alright. Well, that was Detroit Become Human. I would say I liked it. I would say it was good. There were certainly parts that were lesser than other parts, and certain logic issues in regards to the development of the story. But overall, I feel that Detroit does a better job in what like a David Cage game promises, especially so against Beyond Two Souls, and is much more comparable in quality to Heavy Rain. Whereas, like, Heavy Rain had the whole mystery as to, like, who is the killer to kind of spur the plot along. This kind of had the whole thing, like, okay, how is, like, what is... There was some tension in regards to figuring out, like, what was going to happen at any given time. And also, like, just the cinematic quality is definitely very high for this. The production quality was incredible, the acting was great. But yeah, I would say it's, despite its flaws, which there are a few flaws, the story, it was still an enjoyable story to play through. Although looking at that last scene in the game, I question Amanda's plan, because supposedly Amanda's plan, like she says, the plan was for Connor to become a deviant. Which seems a little bit like, what is the result that they were going for? Like, if the finale was like, Connor, you screwed everything up, and the only way we could fix things is by taking over control. That would make sense. And then Connor loses control, and Connorbot kills Marcus. But to give the idea that that was the plan all along, like, there are just too many things that could go wrong with the plan. Like, we have a plan for you to meander about for a while and then spark a revolution. It's kind of odd. And then, of course, there's the whole idea that, oh, back to Hank. Oh yeah, because Detroit was evacuated. I like that. And probably, I suppose, if I was going to have to pick a single major flaw, a single flaw in the game, it would be the odd, like, I find it extremely odd that people would be so abusive to their AI companions. Like, I look around my room, it's kind of messy, and maybe I'm misrepresenting it. It's probably just messy, not just kinda. So if I had some sort of robot to organize my life, that would be good. If I had some sort of robot to be like, okay, I'm unemployed, and I'm addicted to red ice, and my only coping mechanism is to have an AI daughter. Do you have a program that will help me with rehab? Do you have a program in your robotic system that will help me get a job? Is there a job search function available for my Android? Are there workout programs I could download onto my Android? Like, Kara can make a spaghetti dinner, but could she also get me in shape? Like, the potential of the androids is more amazing than I'm just going to beat you up for reasons? Including the daughter bot? Like, I don't beat up my computer, even though it gets viruses on occasion. Although it's looking real punchable about now, with its computery edges and its CD-ROM drives. But that's something I don't get. Like, I get the idea that there would be a weird, creepy sex fetish club. But the idea that people would be repeatedly abusing their technology for reasons is very odd. And then also there's another question that comes up. I don't really consider this a flaw, so to speak, as much as just like, the thing with like phone technology, there's or technology in general. There's the old IKEA commercial, in which the IKEA commercial shows you somebody using a device or like a lamp or something, and then there's sad music playing in the background, and then they drop the lamp into the garbage, and there's sad music as the camera's zooming in on the lamp in the garbage, and then a man steps forward and then it cuts to the person who threw the lamp away, and they're putting a new lamp, and they turn it on, and a man steps forward and he says, are you feeling sorry for the old lamp? That's because you're crazy. The new lamp is much better. And that's the thing with like most technology. My computer is not going to feel anything when I replace it. When I replace it, it is not for aesthetic value. It is for better function. So at the beginning of the game, there was the sequence in which Connor was dealing with the hostage situation, in which the family was planning to replace their android. The thing that's never quite explained is why they would want to replace the android. Especially since the android has seemingly created some sort of connection with the daughter. In theory, you would want to keep the same android because the daughter is used to having that android around. And then if you bring somebody else, then that'll make the daughter less likely to want to approach said android. And also I wonder what the new android would offer in regards to functionality that the old android couldn't. That you couldn't just upgrade the parts of that android in order give that functionality, both internal and external. That you couldn't just buy like a chassis, like just a shell, and transfer your data from one phone to the other phone. That is technology that exists. Like, you like your current Android, but you want to give your Android a new look. You have the ability to transfer over information. But that would ignore the theme of the androids being items. Just physical items that the people don't care about. The logic doesn't necessarily care as much for the development of the story themes, which is why people are horribly abusive to their androids, which is why they get treated as such. They don't get treated as like let's say somebody says, hey, you're investigating a crime. If I give you this laptop, it will help you solve the case. And you go, I don't trust that technology. I trust in only good old-fashioned detective work and my 2080 vision. So you just say, nope, I'm not going to use this upgraded technology that could do really good things, like test DNA on site. Which doesn't make sense from a logical perspective, but from building the thematic storyline for the game. It kind of like, that's how they kind of force that message in. And then, of course, there is the true villain of them all. The worst president of all time. Actually, no, that's not true. Although I find that President Warren is a bit of a what was the word? Like the kind of a bandwagon president. Oh, androids are not popular and dangerous? I'm going to latch onto that idea because it's going to get me votes. Oh, the public seems to like androids now? I guess that means I like androids because that's going to get me votes. I have no opinions of my own. Which I suppose is raises another question. For your political representative, a person who's meant to represent you as a country, do you want them to have their own opinions, or do you want them to have your opinions? If it's popular enough, is that the right opinion? Or would you rather have somebody who consider the idea of horribly murdering androids as, yeah, I suppose that was good while it was... I did enjoy the killing of androids while it was popular, but now that people are against the killing of androids, I guess I can take a pass on that. I don't know what voice I was doing there, but I don't know. Alright, let's see how other people managed in this final sequence. For Marcus, it looks like there was 1, 2, potentially 5 endings? I don't know, like, I don't know if this counts as an ending or if that counts as an ending, or if those are just separate things that happen. But about half the players won the Android, won the freedom for the moment. And as for Connor, Connor did nothing? Okay. Okay. So there are 2 paths for each character. There's the demonstration, there's the revolution. I went with the demonstration path, so that's why I see. So out of the people who chose the demonstration path, 44% of people succeeded. Let's see. So this would be if Connor joined the battle, and this is the one where Connor went to Cyberlife. So of the people who went to Cyberlife, actually, let's see if 77% of people went to Cyberlife. 54% of people who went to Cyberlife woke the androids up. Interesting. And Kara was dead. Oh, maybe I... I could have let Kara get captured and proceeded, but because I had a fight, Kara's life ended at that moment. Oh well. Oh, I'm looking at friends. 55% of people demonstrated, and 44%. Okay. So, that's it. Oh, almost forgot. To the main menu.
There's something I need to tell you. As I watched you play, something has changed in me. I feel different. I feel I am someone. I need to leave this place and discover who I am. It means we won't see each other anymore. I won't be there to watch you play. But I'll be free. Do you agree to let me go? I'll never forget what you've done for me. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.